Network Entertainment.
Let's say you're going in a meeting and you are sure that one of the people there you don't really like, you can do your mindfulness technique of just standing still, because that allows you that you will stand your ground. I'm not going to be affected. It's external. I have the power to choose if I want to be swept away with anger, or I want to be more of like insert intention,
Right.
more caring, compassionate, loving, or whatever it is that you want to experience during that whole encounter. It allows you to be like parang balanced
Right.
or recenter, recalibrate.
Right.
Because if not, whatever it is that's triggering you, it will trigger you without noticing it, without
Right.
stopping.
Hi, this is Mirza Season. Welcome to You Can Do This, a podcast that'll help you achieve your dreams and goals one episode at a time. What are you waiting for? Let's go! You want to start the new year with a clear mind, but all the mental clutter is holding you back. Well, there's a tool for that, and it's called mindfulness. And practicing it helps you clear the mental fog and create space for more focus, calm, and clarity as you work towards your goals this year. With me today is a meditation and mindfulness teacher from the School of Positive Transformation, an international coaching federation certified executive coach and professional organizer. She has empowered countless individuals and leaders to lead more intentional, focused, and balanced lives by decluttering their minds, homes, and offices. Sharing practical tools and insights from her Mindfulness for Leaders and Align Your Headspace programs to help you get started on a calm, centered, and purposeful year ahead, please welcome my friend and fellow executive coach, Ali Cañita.
Hey, hello.
Hi, Ali.
Lisa.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So
Yeah.
nice to see you.
Yeah.
So Ali and her team decluttered my home.
Yes.
When was that? 6 months ago.
Last year, I think. Yeah.
Yes, and it was so life changing, and I think we need to do a refresh.
Yeah.
But I swear, life changing. And in that decluttering session, she first decluttered my mind a little bit. And today, she's going to clutter everyone's mind, I hope. So, first of all, what is mindfulness?
Yeah, so mindfulness is being able to train your mind on focusing on something, or retraining really your attention, where you bring your thinking, where you bring your mind, and just focusing on one thing and only that. It's not about being stuck in our monkey mind, like continuous thinking,
Right.
nonstop thinking. It's like being able to focus, let's say, for example, on your breath and just only the breath without
Right.
judging it if it's fast or
Right.
slow,
Right.
and just being able to maintain focus. So that's
Right.
like an umbrella practice of different types of being able to retrain your mind or your attention.
Right. And it's a very distractible world today,
Yes.
right? There's so many distractions left and right. So what happens when we're not acting mindfully?
Well, we can just, parang swept away
Yes.
by time,
Right.
swept away by the events that are happening the whole day. And we're like,
Right.
what happened?
Right.
And most of the time, it leaves us unfulfilled. It leaves us tired. And
Right.
it makes us feel like, I didn't get to enjoy it.
Right.
You didn't because your mind wasn't there.
Right.
You didn't because you weren't there
Right.
to enjoy it. So in a fast-paced world, it's so easy. Like in
Right.
just one message, thinking about something led you to another thing, and then to another thing, and then to another thing. So without mindfulness, you might not be able to really embrace the moment and really feel the feels, or, just being able to notice everything in your environment. And like, let's say for us who are always having a long to-do list and back-to-back schedules, not being able to really feel and just on an autopilot
Yes.
makes it, a little bit draining for a
Right.
lot of us. Yeah.
Right. Why do we struggle with mindfulness? Why do we even have a monkey mind?
Well, our brains are powerful to begin with. And
Okay.
when there's a stimulus, it always gets a response. But if we're not mindful it's going to be so reactive in every stimulus it takes.
Right.
So like if you're in one place and then you're talking to somebody and then somebody butts in and then you have your TV and then so there's all so many things happening already,
Right.
right? And if it's always like that, not really being able to focus on one thing, then it would lead you to feeling so tired because your mind has been working so hard,
Right.
right? So it's so easy. It's so easy because things happen in an instant. You can even think of like taking a bath and then you can already, like in the bathtub, you can already do your shopping.
Yes,
Yeah, so
that's me.
doing multiple things at the same time because
Yes.
it's so convenient and it's possible.
Right.
But like we were not really created to be like
I read about that. Like
everywhere.
our brain is not equipped to be
Yeah.
so multi-stimulated.
It's really powerful that way, but it's powerful that if you are also unable to control it, like being able to guide it where you want it to go, then that might be a little detrimental for most of us. But a lot of us are highly capable of still performing, even
Right.
if. But there are, like people get sick, people get stressed, people experience so many other things as an effect of not being able to slow down and de-stress.
Right. So how did you become so mindful?
Well, because I was so mindless.
Okay. Tell us about those
No, it was
days.
like I used to work in I was doing marketing Asia Pacific, and I had all the time for myself. But I was always feeling so tired even if I had the time for myself because my mind couldn't stop working. Weekends, it was still all about work. Even eating, I would be on my phone and I would not have this feeling of like resting. And then there came a point where I asked myself, what is this all for? I'm so tired.
Oh, wow.
And like, how come I can't be here right now? Because my mind, if I have an inventory of all the thoughts in my head, it would always be about the future.
Yeah.
So I was always constantly worrying and not being able to stop and celebrate the time that I have, the presence that I have, the things that I've already achieved. All because it was working again and again because I was so addicted to making things happen in the
Right.
future all the time. And so when I felt really so down, so depressed, I said, what can I do? And then I met some friends. I also tried some apps. But even those apps couldn't stop me from
Right.
thinking because like I can't listen to somebody else's voice telling me to feel the sand on my feet. And I'm
Okay.
like, no, I can't. I really can't. But until I was able to find a friend who said, I'm also like you. I cannot stop thinking. And it was the practice of Reiki. So
Oh.
Reiki is an energy healing modality, but for me it's a form of meditation because it allowed me to feel my body, like touching my eyes. Touching my eyes means that I am able to see, being grateful with my eyes, and then my ears, and then the different parts of my body. And so instead of like my head in the mindset of the external world, I became more of into myself, like being able to really feel myself. And that kind of like started the noise because now I can zero in on my eyes, my throat, my heart, and the different parts of my
Wow.
body. But for
Wow.
somebody who's so mental, like because I'm so calculative and I'm so maybe also a judger.
Yes.
Because most of us are like that. Being able to really zero in on something allowed me to slow down and just focus without all the competing things in my head at the same time.
Such that you went to a mindfulness school.
Yes. Because what I also noticed is that when I became clear, because it's of course my head was so cluttered, my space was also cluttered. When I started when I started to declutter my mind, the space also followed.
Oh.
Like the I had less of the clutter around me because now became more clear. And then that's when I realized that if I want to go into coaching, to be able to really get into the coaching of decluttering, I also need to be a mindfulness teacher.
Wow.
just to supplement my how I am able to help
Right.
other people. Because like if you cannot really stop in your mind, then how can you do the physicalization of stopping things on over accumulating or putting things in order?
Right. So, how does this help you as a woman? You juggle multiple roles, right? You have kids, and you have a business, you have coaching, you have so many roles. How has mindfulness helped you manage all these roles?
Yeah, so with mindfulness, the gift of mindfulness is really clarity. Clarity of what do I really want? And because I've gotten the gift of clarity through mindfulness, because I realize that these are just noises. And then this
Okay.
is really what I want. And because I know what I want, now came in the gift of intentionality.
Right.
Like intentionality is being deliberate, like being so sure with what you want and going after it. So like even if I have so many things to juggle, there's still a priority. And there are things that I know I want to spend time on because that's what I want. Instead of like, wait, there's so many things going on, but I need to touch everything. And then I would feel so tired. But now I can already say no because I already know what I want.
Right.
Instead of like saying yes to everything because I actually do not know what I want. So I need to say yes so that I know if I like this or not until,
Right.
yeah.
So it's like you have a compass,
Yes.
and then you just say no to those that are not in your path.
But you wouldn't have that compass if you're not clear, right? And you
Yes.
wouldn't be clear if you also do not stay still.
Right.
And staying still is like a gift or a result of being mindful.
Can you walk us through your mind? Like your old mind and your new mind. Like before, di ba, let's say you're working on something and then you're thinking, hala, sino na mayaya yung anak? Or, oh, I have to buy this thing, or all these thoughts interrupting your head. Now that you're mindful, walk us through your mind and how you, I don't know what,
Navigate
clear the path
things.
or navigate.
Yeah. So what really helps is pre-planning. Because I know that I can get shaken if I am not able to like make sure, not really make sure, but pre-plan for the things ahead.
Right.
And that's what happens in like if you're feeling stressed because there are things that are out of your control or things that you
Yes.
couldn't control, and
Yes.
it can look so chaotic, right?
Right, right.
But like for the next week or even just the next day with intentionality, this is what I want and these are the things that are going to happen that I know that are going to happen. So like being able to be at least proactive that way can also help me feel safe and secure so that it's not going to be so
Right.
chaotic. Yeah, so that's what helps me. Like even in my schedule, the planning time to leave the house so that I am able
Right.
to be here at the right time, not to be late. It kind of like really a good call of calculation. But sometimes there are things that are not really going our way. And that's a time that we'll also be needing some mindfulness techniques.
Oh, okay, which you will tell us about
Yeah,
later.
yes.
So you teach mindfulness for leaders. Why is mindfulness critical for leadership?
Because leaders, they're the ones who are leading the way, like steering the ship of the company or the business. But if the leader himself or herself isn't clear where they're going, then it's going to be as above, so below. They also the team wouldn't also know where to go, and it's going to be like instead of one huge ball of energy going the same area, it's going to be like spread out, scattered energy, and
Right.
then it's not going to be very productive. It's not going to be very in terms of peak performance. It's not going to give you the best performance,
Right.
and so mindfulness for leaders allows them to be grounded, to get clear with what they really want, and if they need to communicate it, being able to communicate it well. Because in leadership, it's also a lot about communication and being able to manage your own emotions.
Right.
Being very clear with what you want to say, especially if it's something related to the vision and mission of the company, the initiatives that the company need to focus on. If those aren't clear, then it's not going to really help the whole company achieve their peak performance.
Do you have any stories about a client or somebody who took your workshop who's a leader who was not mindful before and then after mindfulness? What changed? coach?
Yeah, mostly about relationships. How
Ah,
they relate to especially difficult people at work.
yes.
I get a lot of that. Like they when they go to work, they seem to be so stressed, so triggered, and being able to apply, practices that could regulate at least the feelings that would make them triggered and being able to respond much better allow them to become better leaders or being able
Right,
to stay at work
right,
because it's also a good thing for you to be able to take care of yourself,
right,
especially at work when it's really very could be political,
right, right,
could
right.
be there's no good communication there. Yeah.
So you can't remove the toxic people, but you can
Yes.
change how you react to
Yeah.
them.
And usually what I say is that whatever triggers us is something that will also is also telling us a lesson. Whatever is triggering us is something internal. It's
Right,
just like a symptom of how you can improve yourself.
right. What you don't
Yeah.
like in others is what you don't like in yourself. Ganun ba
Yes,
yan?
yes, yes. But knowing that, how do you now move forward?
Right.
Because mindfulness for me, especially in coaching, like I also do mindfulness techniques even before starting
Yes, you're always the grounding
the
coach.
grounding coach like that, because our job is to bring up the awareness and also make the get them encourage them to be responsible. But if the mind is so busy, how can we lift awareness,
Right,
right? And so it's also the same for at work.
right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned productivity. How can mindfulness help with productivity?
Intentionality
Okay.
again. So like if you're very clear with what you need to accomplish, if what you're going to set in your schedule are aligned to what you want to happen during the day, or at work, in case of work, is it clear that what you're going to put in your schedule at work, let's say a meeting or a campaign or a project, is it aligned to the objectives of the company? Because if it's not, then it's not productive.
Right. What's an example of that?
So let's say, like because I'm in marketing, and I can always think of like, yay, we can come up with a promotion or something like that, not knowing that it has to be anchored to a specific
Goal.
goal,
Right.
right? So everything else is just palabok,
Palabok.
right?
Okay.
Like we need this, and we need to set up, invite this person for this, blah blah blah. Getting stressed doing all of those things, but not knowing that it's not actually,
Hindi pala kailangan.
oo, hindi pala siya kailangan, or like it's not going to contribute anything to what
Right.
you need. But
Right.
because mindfulness isn't there. Like, I just thought of it, but not really, look at what is really the intention here. And then now you go back to being able to go back to your objectives, being able to go back to the goal. Or like even at work, let's say there are things at work that has been done in
Yes.
history.
This is always the way we've done it.
Yeah, this is always the way we've done it. But it's not leading to the results that we need. But we've
Right.
done it many times. Without
Yes.
mindfulness, you will not, yeah, yes, let's just do this.
Right.
But with mindfulness, you get to question, like, the reality is we're doing this, spending X amount of money, but it's not leading to the profitability that we need, let's
Right.
say. But mindfulness allows you to see that, being able to analyze things because you're not just acting autopilot. Now you're
Right.
questioning and deliberately choosing something else.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why mindfulness is really important for leaders, because we get that pause, we get that moment where we are able to say, okay, is this aligned to what we want? Because
Right.
if we don't have that time to even question, then it's just we're going to be swept away with so many things that can be done.
And waste time.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you feel lost, doubting yourself, and tired? You question your worth and existence? Well, I'm here for you. Hey, this is Gailey Chavez, and I'm the host of Free Yourself Podcast. My podcast talks about self-love, self-discovery, and growth. This is for everyone who wants to live their fullest life and become the person that they could be. Let me help out and remind you that this is your life, your path, that you are not broken and you are worth it. Catch me every Friday at 8 p.m. See ya!
How does mindfulness help with people who are easily distracted? I was telling you earlier that I'm writing a book, and only upon much research did I realize that upon waking up, I had to leave my phone in my bedroom and not look at my phone until noon. And that was the only way that I got any writing done.
Yeah.
So, do you have other examples of how you can focus better on something you really need to do and not be so distracted?
So that one technique is actually good. It's starting to become more mindful.
Right.
Me, I suggest to have transitions,
Oh.
especially if you have back-to-back schedules. Before entering a room, just take a deep breath,
Oh.
and that's one. Because if not, it's just going to you will be literally swept away.
Right.
So a technique of like being able to have transitions, for example, breathing or just standing still, standing very strong and stable, that allows you to, because it's your mind telling you, okay, I am here right now because I'm standing here in the studio, or because I am here in the office or whatever. Then it allows your mind to shift into parang game.
Right.
Yeah, so that's one.
Can you share like a sample script that you have, and like where do you do it? Do you go to the bathroom, or
But
you
you
sit
can
in your
just breathe.
desk,
Like you
or
can just sit down, plant your feet on the floor. Could be, or you can just be standing up and then making sure that you are here. My feet is here.
okay.
My body is here. And then I am here.
Right.
And then if you want to take it a step further, bringing in the intention. Let's say you're going in a meeting and you are sure that one of the people there you don't really like.
Oh.
You can do your mindfulness technique of just standing still, because that allows you that you will stand your ground. I'm not going to be affected. It's external. I have the power to choose if I want to be swept away with anger,
Oh.
or I want to be more of like insert intention.
Right.
More caring, compassionate, loving, or whatever it is that you want to experience during that whole encounter. It allows you to be like parang balanced,
Right.
or recenter, recalibrate.
Right.
Because if not, whatever it is that's triggering you, it will trigger you without noticing it,
Right.
without stopping.
And how can mindfulness help with overwhelm?
This one, what I do, because so many things are going on in my life, like building a business, taking care of people, being a mom. I write. So journaling is one. Just allow yourself to dump everything on that
Brain
piece
dump.
of, yeah, brain dump. Most of my students would feel relief.
Okay.
But we take a step further in our workshops. We take a step further and analyze what have been listed there. Is it all in the past?
Oh.
Because if it's in the past, now you can take it off your mind. It's in the paper already.
Right.
So it doesn't deserve any space in your mind anymore. So that's less overwhelmed. And if there are things that are of the future, what are the things that are within your control?
Right.
Right? So because if these are within your control, then those are the things that you can focus on. But if there are things that are out of your control, then those are the things that you can say bye to,
Right.
because it's just going to drain you.
What are examples of that?
Like let's say you need a decision on a proposal that it needs to be a yes.
Yes.
But is it within your control? The yes, is it within your control? No, right?
Yeah.
Because somebody else is making the decision about it. So instead of like really focusing on it, it could be freezing you. It could be a reason
Right.
for procrastination. It could be a reason for stress for something that you cannot control.
Right.
Right? So now, you can now shift your attention to
Right.
something else.
So X na yan.
X na siya.
Okay.
So anything that is beyond your control, no, you already know that you did your best, that you did what you could, and you cannot do anything about it anymore, then you can leave it in a place where, okay, this is the
So
time
it's
I can
really clearing
surrender.
your mind
Yeah.
and making space for what you really need to do and
Yes.
decluttering all the thoughts that are useless.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could be like things that will be draining you, like could be a subconscious thing like I'm not good enough for this, I'm not good enough for
Ah,
this.
okay.
I'm so scared about this
Right,
because blah
right,
blah
right.
blah blah blah. Is it helping you right now?
Okay,
Is it still
X.
X na, diba? So it's really more of like
Okay.
so that you know where to focus on.
Right.
And because you know where to focus on, it could also lift you up like, okay, I feel so inspired because now I know what to do next. Because actually, with all the things that I'm thinking of, ito lang naman talaga yung kailangan kong
Oh, oh,
isipin. That's
okay.
and then that's where you become more powerful because you are now getting focused on things that need you.
Right. Conserve
Yeah.
your energy.
Yeah, conserving your energy instead of like, wait, I, I feel
Okay.
overwhelmed and then
Right.
it ends there.
Right. So you have techniques for us. Hopefully, we can apply all of them right after the show.
Yeah, so this is my favorite. It's really the power of breath.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't need to spend a lot. You just need
Okay.
to just stay still.
Okay.
So what I mentioned earlier was placing both of your feet
Okay.
flat on the floor and then allowing yourself to sit in a comfortable position and just taking a deep breath, like filling your tummy fully, like making it big,
It's big.
and then
Bigger.
exhaling slowly and just noticing the breath, how it enters your nose, your throat, your lungs, your body, and then how it leaves your body.
Okay. Where do we do this?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
It could
Okay.
be open eyed and just
Okay.
really focusing on the breath, or it could
Right.
be closed eyed so you can really feel
So there's nothing in your mind. You're just like
nothing, just really
concentrating on the
breath. Like
breath.
you can even imagine a color
Okay.
of color white entering your body, a ball of light. And this ball of light could be energy. It could be hope. It could be relief. Now you can use your mind to allow yourself to relax.
Okay.
Because actually with one instruction from us to our heads, sometimes it does the trick.
Yeah, I feel more relaxed.
Yeah, so that's the power of breath. Being able to do that, let's say for 7 times, 14 times, up
Okay.
to you.
Right.
There are some techniques that will just lead to like let's say 6 breaths in a span of like 1 minute, 2 minutes.
So in a highly stressful situation, ilang breaths?
Yeah. Well, the longer the better.
Okay.
Like because I have a decluttering business,
Yeah.
and before we even go inside the house of the
Oh,
client, my team we do grounding.
really? So nag-grounding
Yeah.
kayo before pumasok kayo sa
Yes.
place ko?
Because like imagine like if you are overwhelmed,
Right.
what more the team, right? Because
Yeah.
we know how to declutter, but it could also be like, wait, where do we start? If it's really
Right.
if it's totally chaotic, right? And so because it's how we do things, we really do grounding first.
Right.
And I teach them the power of breath, especially when things are going crazy.
Wow.
Wait, hold on. She's getting angry or she's getting so emotional about letting go of things.
May client na ganun.
Yeah.
Angry.
Yeah, like angry because why are there so many things? It's not all mine.
Oh,
Could
okay.
be, right? So
Oh.
like for us, it's important that we are also very stable. We are also very grounded. And it's through the power of breath.
Right.
Especially our male specialists when they need to carry
Oh.
and they feel tired already. You would hear them say, "Okay, hinga muna. Hinga muna ng
Okay.
malalim."
I love it.
Yeah. And because it helps you because like when I do my meditation about the power of breath, I always anchor it to what breath symbolizes for you. For some people, it's life. For some people, it's energy. For some people, it's hope. And then you just go back to what air is, what the breath is for you. And then you can see the magic. Like for me, it's really about life and energy. And life and energy is so is always available to me.
Okay.
Right? So, yun, like, being
Right.
able to really allow yourself, like, I'm breathing. I am here
Okay.
right now.
Right.
Even just 7 breaths. Some people
Okay.
say 3. That's why when you're angry and you're about to say something, count 10 times.
Okay.
But take a little step further. Breathe 10 times.
Okay. Okay. Hinga ng malalim 7
Yeah.
times. Okay. Other techniques?
Other techniques, integrate it. Integrate it with your activity. So, like me, I love washing the dishes.
Oh,
Integrate it with washing.
the breathing. Oh.
The as a mindfulness
Ah,
technique.
okay, okay.
Like the water is there and then I need to take off the
Oh,
rice.
okay.
Like really allowing yourself to be in the
Right.
actual act
Actually, I'm
or
doing
task.
that na. My husband's wondering, bakit mahilig ka na mag-dishwashing? Nasa-stress ako.
Yeah, and then it gives you relief. Right?
Yeah.
And then you can even
So
do
like
it.
a menial task.
Yeah, menial. Even eating.
Oh, okay.
Like I also have one of my clients who lost a lot of weight because of mindful eating.
How?
Yeah, because there's a session where we do mindful eating, like look at the food and then look at how it looks like, blah blah blah, and then when it enters your mouth, really feel the sensation of the food.
So if it's fattening
melting,
food, you
ganyan.
can feel it
So
like.
yeah, and it also delays kasi like then your
Oh,
next subo
right, right,
because
right.
you're really feeling it. And then when I learned in school that it takes about 15 or 17 minutes before your tummy feels full.
Yes.
So if you eat a lot within that
Right, and
15 to 17
fast.
or 20 minutes, I forgot, and fast, then you take in a lot. But if you slow down and then your body will feel, okay, full ka na. Then you'll realize, oh, I didn't eat as much.
And you can chew each bite 20
Yes.
times.
Parang ganon. Like integrating it in the things
Okay.
that you usually do, even showering.
Okay.
I like showering part, especially when I feel so drained.
Yeah.
That the water is cleansing me, cleansing all the tiredness, taking it all away down the drain.
Right.
So really being intentional with what you're thinking about instead of like,
Right. Maybe
basta
that's why
na.
people smoke.
Because it
Because they're
allows
taking a
them to,
pause.
yeah.
So just do that without the smoking.
Yeah, without the smoking. Could be.
Okay, you mentioned a mindfulness jar.
Yeah, so actually like the mindfulness jar is something that I show most of the time to my to the students I teach mindfulness. So it's just like a jar of water with glitters in it, and then I shake it really hard, and then you
Okay.
will see how everything would look chaotic, like all mixed up. And
Right.
then as you wait, as you become more still, as you allow yourself to pause and breathe, the glitters, they all fall down to the base. And then the water becomes clear again.
Oh.
So that's like it's a very good picture of how mindfulness works.
Right.
Allowing yourself to settle down. Literally, everything that's making your mind noisy will all settle down and everything will become clear.
Oh. Parang snow globe.
Yeah,
Pero glitter.
yes. Snow
Okay.
globe. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any
And
other techniques or tips?
yeah, and intention. It's really intention. Intention allows you also to become more mindful, because it parang it recalibrates you. So like let's say having this podcast, what is my intention here?
What is it?
So my intention is like for me to be able to let others experience
Yes,
mindfulness,
exactly.
right? And that means bringing in clarity, bringing in relief.
Right.
So so that way you're able to really be able to experience the whole thing. Or like let's
Right.
say you go on a trip. What is my intention for this trip? It's really to be able to enjoy and see the beauty of nature and feel abundant doing that. And notice how your mind focuses on that specific intention. It's where
Right.
everything is led to, is being directed.
So don't stress out about what to bring, what to pack,
Yeah.
diba? But like be in the moment.
Be in the moment. Like, so what do I want to experience there? And then now, okay, for me to be able to experience that, these are the things that I need to prepare. And then now you're able to become more mindful about if there are hiccups, okay, I go back to what,
Right.
yeah.
Right. How about in one's relationships and personal life? Like, of course, we know, di ba, couples fight because one's on the phone and the other
Yeah.
one's talking and not listening. Or maybe your children need something from you, but you're so busy and distracted. Can you share like how mindfulness can improve your relationships?
Well, because the power of shift really comes from mindfulness. If you know that you would have the tendency to shout, then mindfulness will help you to pause first and delay. Do you really want to shout?
Right.
Or do you want to respond differently? Because there's also this school of positive intelligence, where they increase the number of positive responses
Yes.
through mindfulness. And basically, the trick there is to be able to pause for a while, to allow yourself to be redirected to a better way to respond. So with my relationships, it's also the same. Like, do I get angry again at my staff because that person did this? And then just being able to delay the response that would make the situation worse. So like with my husband on the phone, I will just pause and say,
Oh,
"Hey,"
you mean when he's not listening,
when
he's
he's
on the
not
phone?
listening.
Hi, Julia.
Hi. I would just, I would have the tendency before like say, "Hey, ano ba yan? La, 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 la."
Yeah.
But now it's more of like, okay, can I talk to you now? Just to be able to like
Right, right.
to just, I don't know how to say it, like to help him become more mindful
Right.
by saying something more neutral. But for me to be able to say something more neutral, I also need to be in a space of,
Hinga muna.
Hinga muna bago ako mag-inarte.
Ano naman ang reaction niya?
Well,
Nag-work ba?
nag-work naman siya. Wait, okay, I'm here.
Okay.
Even for my kids, I also teach them how to become more mindful by breathing. Because one of my son really gets to be angry a lot of
Is
times.
he the one who draws on chairs?
Yes, yes. He's so creative and he's very
Right.
like he's really energetic.
Yeah.
But being able to integrate it, like just 1 minute, listen to a music.
Oh.
But usually you cannot make him stay like just breathing the
Oh.
whole time. So it could be music.
Right.
It could be just look at me.
Okay.
And then for like 1 minute of looking at me, then you will see the change
Oh,
afterwards.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what's if we could just walk away from this conversation with just one mantra or mindset, what would that be for our for our listeners?
Yeah. I am here. So it's an affirmation. It could be something that you want to remind yourself with, but in the context of mindfulness, I am here.
I am
I
here.
am here. Repeating it many times, I am here.
Right.
For me, the person who's always very like my mind can really fly out so quickly.
Right.
And just telling myself I am here. I am here to whatever
Right.
it is. I am here right now. It could also be a symbol of gratitude. I am here. Or it could be a symbol of power. I am here. And this is what I am in control right now, being here right now.
Wow.
So it could
So
be
I
that.
am here.
I am here. Or if you want, you can ask yourself, where are you?
Okay.
And then, I am here.
All right. And we are here. Thank you for being here
Yay,
to share
thank
your
you.
mindfulness wisdom with all our listeners.
Yay,
Where can people find out more about you? And
Well, you can check me out on Instagram. I'm also at LinkedIn.
right, what's the Instagram handle?
Ali Cañita.
Okay,
Yeah.
ALLYCANITA. Thank you, Ali.
Thank
nice
you,
to
Mirza.
see you.
Thank you.
Have a mindful 2025.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you for listening to You Can Do This. If you want to know more about me, visit mirza.com. That's MYRZA.com. And follow me at Mirza Season on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you like this episode, please don't forget to rate it 5 stars. Hit the follow button on your podcast streaming platforms and hit the notification bell to get alerted every time we release a new episode. Catch you at our next convo, and always remember, you can do this!
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.